So Ryan, mate, picked up another Bill Wigsell.
Three of them, I think, now. So I think Luke had 3, and I'd say from memory, Stephen Lyons has got 4. So if we get one more and sort of put ourselves there, there's some pretty good names to be on the list with, that's for sure. So
you picked him off the last couple of laps there. Stalked.
If you had told me at the start of the night that you'd win the race on the bottom, I would have told you you're dreaming. But it just slowed down enough, and we were okay on the top, but we weren't making enough speed there, and Daniel was there, so we sort of needed to go where he was not. So I was quite surprised that I could drop to the bottom and carry the speed and actually build some momentum down there, and enough to pass him and break his momentum as well. So probably surprised everyone else and surprised myself at the same time.
It sort of comes back to that like old school thing of like leading a race isn't the best place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think had it have gone stoppage free, I might have got to him in traffic, but it was near won and lost at the start of the race. With as fast and as narrow as the track was, it was probably, we needed some of those stoppages to slow it down, bunch us back up, and I was quite surprised that it did widen out the way it did. You know, we ended up with, you know, probably 2 distinct grooves there, I think. You know, I could look back further in the pack on the replay and I could see some of the other guys were moving around as well. So, you know, for what they've got here, you know, in terms of the lack of equipment and that, you know, and then Mikey coming over this week, I think, you know, they do a really good job with what they have.
Yeah, do you remember being as fast here? Like, it seemed very fast tonight.
It seemed like it was fast here tonight. Like, I think we were 10.9s or something like that in the dash, which is still, say, 2 or 3 tenths away from where the track record is. But that track record I set at an SRA show here, I'm going to say over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
At a guess, I think Bordertown was Friday night. We were here on the Saturday night, and it was an SRA race. So that's a long time ago. Different surface in the track, different shape in the track. So yes, it was fast, but
so yeah, it's probably the fastest it's been here for a long time.
I'd say so, you know, and it was top dominant for a long time, but I think we're probably lapping just as fast on the bottom there at the end, which was super surprising. But yeah, Mikey obviously put a lot of water into it, and I think that associated with us being on with modifieds and street stocks, there was narrow tyres there with us that kept bringing the racetrack back, and then it got quite cool. You know, it was cool earlier, but once it come dash time, it cooled off a bunch more, and there's a lot of moisture in the air, as you can feel now. So, which I think that on top of the racetrack just sort of kept it really nice,
yeah,
or kept it fast.
So, Darwin, do you consider that as a start of your season or the end of your season?
Hard to say. It's sort of like a
midpoint.
Yeah, it's sort of like a deal on its own, right? You know, it's early enough there that by the time we finish racing, depending where Easter ends up in April, and then I think I ran a midget and that after that. So we didn't really finish until sort of the middle of end of April, and then you've really only got May, June and all the July, and you sort of got to have all your ducks in a row. So it shortens our off-season up big time. But just love the fact that, you know, Jason puts, you know, his 5 or 6 races on up there, and from a team point of view, it makes sense financially that we're driving there once, but we get 5 or 6 races in. And the boss man's not a big fan of driving 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 kilometres for one race and then come home. So he likes the fact that we can go there, do 5 or 6 races. It's cool that they make it a series and they put some money on the series, and to be honest, it's some of the best racing that we see all season long.
Okay. So your form's definitely carrying over from Chariot.
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight was our 7th race, I'm going to say. You know, so it was myself and Luke and Chad, I think, that have done that 7 races. So the rest of the field, it was their first night.
Yeah.
They haven't been in their car since Easter or a practice here, for instance. So nothing replaces seat time, and the only thing better than seat time is racing seat time.
So you back here for USC rounds?
Yeah, 2 weeks I think we'll be back here. I think we've got a couple of weeks off, and then I think we've pretty well got every weekend in November.
Yeah,
And I think December's fairly busy as well before. We normally have the first couple of weeks of December off, but I'm pretty sure there's a race here, and then we've got Max's race at Warrnambool on the 18th, and then Speedway, so it's fairly busy right through.
Yeah, pretty much all the way through to
pretty much.
January.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man, well, hopefully the form keeps carrying over, and we'll talk to you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Easy done. Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
No, thank you, man.
What did you